So the lighting is right, the weather is good, and I have been up writing since 6 a.m. and just kind of feel like reflecting on mentorship. I had some really good conversations around mentorship with two of my mentors, one from my master's program and the other from my current doctoral program. And I'm really unpacking some connections between mentorship. Like, for example, I had one mentor in seminary, and I learned a lot about reciprocal engagement. And what that means is, like, he modeled for me what it means to invite a mentee or a protege into a space of co-creation. And one of the things we were able to do together that year was learn and teach. And I was a full-time classroom teacher at the time. I still am a full-time educator. And one thing I know is that when you engage in a solid reciprocal mentoring process, it changes you from the inside out. And it also, if you allow it to, changes your pedagogical engagement. And so as a teacher, it drastically changed my teaching practice. But it also changed the way that I interact with my peers, my colleagues, other teachers, other educators, folks in the field, etc. And what I learned is that theorizing, this is something that critical theorists talk about a lot. Theorizing leads to social action if you do the work that it requires. It's a lot of vulnerability, a lot of like tedious, what we would consider tedious communication. Like, hey, you know, that we can correct that or we can make that right. It's not always a congratulatory conversation of, you know, it's not always, you know, couched in praise. It's often a difficult conversation around systems, and systems can be just and unjust, right? And so I've just been reflecting on how I was trained in that environment, in a reciprocal mentoring relationship with my first really solid mentor. And now in this doctoral program, I have a fantastic advisor who I have a really genuine connection relationship with, collegiality and academic wise, but also very personal and very, you know, just dope. I mean, our relationship is just dope. It is what it is. And so I was texting with her this morning about, wow, you know, I'm realizing that my interactions with my first mentor shape our interactions, like the way that I relate to her and the way that I feel led to communicate with her. And so we have really kind of concretized a very like theoretical concept of reciprocal mentoring. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but it makes sense to me. So I've just been, again, writing and reflecting on these things. And this is my second to last term in this doctoral program. This time next year, I will be Dr. Gibson. It will be a very interesting transition, as I've, you know, gone through many transitions recently. And I think I am going to really enjoy this mentoring class I'm taking right now in our program. Yeah, so here we go. I might continue to do these sorts of reflections. I mean, it helps me because one of the things I'm learning how to do is being a better verbal communicator. I'm a really great written communicator, but I suck at verbal communication. I am introverted in many ways, and so I end up losing my train of thought or trailing off in different directions just because of all of the different things I want to say and not being able to necessarily organize them in the moment. So I'm learning how to take my time with that. And I think I learned the other day that recording myself reading my writing out loud helps me get better with that, because I've practiced saying the things more than once, and then I've also given my brain a chance to really download it and really absorb the content. So anyway, reading, annotating, writing, story of my life for the next several months. So I'm counting down to April 5th when all this shit is due. But we're getting it done. We're getting shit done. I'm excited, looking forward to the future. And yeah, learning is dope.